What am I ingesting through my eyes? What am I ingesting through my ears? And what am I ingesting through my mouth? The three main entryways of our body. I mean, you can enter in some other ways, but potentially not as pleasant. Or it might be your thing. Hey, no judgment here. Love all, serve all is my philosophy. This past 18 months, I've been doing some pretty deep inquiry into inner work. Basically, feeling more joy, happiness than fear and anger and sadness. Another way of putting it would be an intention to have this next part of my life from this moment forward be way more awesome than what has happened. For some reason, I feel like it might be interesting to you, or at least useful for me to record and put it on YouTube and in my newsletter. You can see the link below to subscribe if you find that this post has merit. Would love you to like, subscribe, and ring the bell, as the kids say. I've been doing a lot of work with Brian D. Ridgway, the author of the book Your New Beginning. He's become a dear friend and mentor on inner work. As I recall, quite late one evening, I got a WhatsApp message, and it literally had these three words: eyes, ears, and mouth. It was hilarious. I immediately knew what the context was of those three words. It was about being present and cognizant of what am I ingesting through my eyes, what am I ingesting through my ears, and what am I ingesting through my mouth. The three main entryways of our body. I mean, you can enter in some other ways, but potentially not as pleasant. Or it might be your thing. Hey, no judgment here. Love all, serve all is my philosophy. When you think about, and this is a great exercise, what over, say, the past week you've watched, what you've listened to through podcasts and audio, what you've eaten and consumed, there are two, maybe three things to consider when you're looking at those. Were they enjoyable? Were they beneficial? And were you watching, listening, or eating to avoid feeling feelings as a distraction? And for me, that was pretty powerful stuff. I've joked that part of my midlife crisis has been anime and manga. When I apply this eyes, ears, and mouth filter to anime and manga, I absolutely enjoy it. I find some of the stories incredibly beneficial and relevant to what's happening at a particular point in time for me. That right there is another whole interesting area as well. And there have been times, particularly in the past, that it has been a distraction or to avoid feeling unpleasant feelings. Food has definitely filled that role throughout my life. It's a way of feeling a bit better in a moment. And that is the interesting thought process and observation. It's not a judgment, literally an observation. And if you observe over the past week, how much of the stuff that you've been watching has been enjoyable, beneficial, or it could be beneficial, not necessarily enjoyable. It could be enjoyable and not necessarily beneficial, but entertaining, or is it as a distraction to something else, aka not feeling unpleasant feelings, sensations, and experiences? I really want to emphasize this is not about judgment. You should do whatever you want to do. Who am I? I'm the last person that you would want to take any particular advice from. I found it useful, so I offer it to you as a little tool to ask yourself, what's the percentage of the stuff I'm watching, the stuff I'm listening to, and the stuff that I'm taking into my body through my mouth that is for benefit and for enjoyment, and as the taco girl says, why not both? That's it. That's the best. It's not done as a feeling substitute or a distraction. That's what I was doing a lot. I still do. My honest attempt is to do that less, while not using it to distract myself from feeling the feelings I should feel, or handling the situations that I should handle, handling the situations that in full presence would require my attention and my focus and my energy. Something along those lines. Anyway, I'm not sure if this is useful for you. In some ways, I have zero control over that. I can't really care about that. If you do find it useful and wanted to make a comment, I'd also love that, and I absolutely do read all of the comments. If this post has any ability to make your life more awesome than it has been in the past, that would be pretty cool.